Hey guys, I'm here with your vocab video. We'll usually do vocab when we start a new concept or start a new unit. So my expectation is that you are writing these down in your notebooks with us or keeping some type of Google Doc, or you can keep these if you're doing everything virtually. So we're doing earth science for this first short unit. So all of these will have to do with the earth. So our first word is mid-ocean ridge. Okay, I'll type it out, read it to you, and we'll talk about it for a second, and then we'll move on. So mid-ocean ridge is an underwater mountain chain or range formed by plate tectonics. This occurs when convection currents rise in the mantle beneath the oceanic crust and create magma between two tectonic plates at a divergent boundary. So what does this mean? So our Earth is made up of several plates. We're going to look at some pictures later today, but our Earth is made up of several different plates that the continents are on, that the ocean sits on. Basically, everything on Earth sits on a plate. So at different parts of these plates, where we have plates that are actually pulling apart from each other, they create an underwater mountain range, which is where our mid-ocean ridge is located. Okay, as you can see here, this is a picture of two plates actually pulling apart from each other. So this is our mid-ocean ridge or underwater mountain chain. You can also see one right here as well. So you see it's a little higher elevation, a little higher up. That's where that mid-ocean ridge is located. Now the next one we're going to talk about is a divergent boundary. Okay, so a divergent boundary is when two tectonic plates move away from each other. Okay, so that's pretty simple, right? So at a mid-ocean ridge, there's a divergent boundary because we have these two plates, one here and one here, that are moving away from each other. So that is a divergent boundary. A convergent boundary is the exact opposite, which is when two or more, it's usually two, but two or more tectonic plates collide or come towards each other. So I don't have a picture of that one, but basically it's just the opposite of this. You have two, actually I do have a picture. Two plates are colliding, coming together. These create what are called subduction zones. So one plate eventually will slide beneath the other, creating a subduction zone. Okay, and that's our next word. I want you to look over here. Okay, so we have two plates that are moving towards each other. Imagine if there was an arrow right here as well. So we have two plates coming towards each other, and one will eventually sink beneath the other one. This one will just continue to go over top. Okay, so this part of the plate is essentially getting eaten or destroyed at that convergent boundary. So when we talk about a subduction zone, this is where plate tectonics, or plates, meet, and one plate goes underneath the other. Okay, so like I said, at the subduction zone, we have one plate that's going to eventually go underneath the other one. The other one just kind of goes over top of it, and that subduction zone plate, the plate that's at the subduction zone going underneath, is actually essentially getting eaten or destroyed. Our next word we have is convection currents. Okay, as you can see, the word convection current is down here. So basically what convection is, it's the rising and falling of a fluid. We also have convection of the air as well. That's how we get wind. So hot air rises and cool air falls. So same thing works with the fluid. So that these convection currents that are underneath Earth's crust, they're what move the plates, okay? And at a mid-ocean ridge, they actually push the magma up. So it's actually creating more of a mountain range. It's making the mountains bigger. So these convection currents, they're actually moving the mantle down here in a fluid circle. So this is a current in a fluid. In this case, we're talking about the mantle that results from convection. Okay, so convection is the movement of a fluid. Wow, I cannot spell. There we go. Sorry, I'm trying to type too fast, guys. Movement of a fluid. So like I said, hot air or hot fluid will rise, okay? Just like it's doing here. And then the cooler stuff will sink back down because it's heavier, it's more dense. Okay, so convection currents are what cause our mid-ocean ridge to happen. Okay, and that is our last word for the week.